Is DBD really just a game? Or is it really our real lives? Like, I want y'all to think about this for like not even 3 seconds. Obviously, it's a game. I hate when people say stuff like, it's just a game. Like, bro, why are you taking it so seriously? I honestly just do not know. Like, I've been playing this game for almost 4 years now. And it's like every day, I just feel like I have to win. Every game, I feel like I have to at least try. Granted, obviously, we know it's just a game. But why do we take it so seriously? Like, why can this be like the only game I ever play where it's like I have to win? And you know what it is? You know what I think it is, or what I really know what it is? First off, you guys are new to the channel. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, all that good stuff. Nia says hello in the back. She's with the cat. She's with the fake cat that I have in the back. Obviously, I don't have a cat in real life, though. But a man can dream, right? And listen to this on audio. You don't have to listen to this at all, like while you're driving and like watching the video. Like, I love doing the audios, and people say they've been loving these. Maybe I'm like one of the main or only people that's ever really done it in the DBD community, where you just have the audio version. A lot of times people are busy. Like, most people probably don't have time to just sit down and watch. I mean, it is a Monday. Today is Monday, right? Let me just check. Hold on. Today is Monday. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, today's Monday. Yeah, it's Monday. Y'all. I'm tripping because I swear to God, I don't know why. I mean, if it was Sunday, I would have been off work anyway. But I don't know. DBD is an asymmetrical game, so that means it never can really be even. It's not supposed to be symmetry. It's not supposed to be symmetrical. So every time I play this game and I have a killer catching me with bloodlust, I have a killer that's hitting me due to what, I don't know, high ping or something like that. I don't know. I mean, I'm not too familiar with how that works. I just know that a lot of the times I make a window where both feet, all 10 toes, are down onto the ground, yet I still get hit through the window, and then the killer has enough to BM and then do little nopers and stuff like that to just add insult to injury. Or the fact that killer just hit you through a pallet, and you know that stun vacuum pallet where like there's nothing like a good stun on a killer when you can vacuum them, especially like when you vacuum them on the other side. But it's even more frustrating when they hit you through the pallet, and then like they still vacuum the killer on the other side the same as you, and then you try to vault the pallet, they can just grab and hit you. It just make you want to just like delete the game forever. Like, not you maybe, but like just the game itself, right? And it's just like I be wondering, like, the killers, like there are killers who be knowing like their hits be like BS, like they be knowing, and I be wanting to message them like, bro, you know that hit was B. But it's just like, I think that the problem is we get so like emotionally invested into this game, including myself. I can't act like I'm not. Like, I got too many hours into this game, like close to 7. I should at least have 6K. And it's just like, I don't play killer. I don't really play killer. I don't care to play killer. I mean, I'm sure if I tried to get better at killer, I would be frustrated just like every other killer, man. I think, and then it gets me is like, both sides gets it. Both sides get very angry. Both sides gets very entitled. But they mostly just talk about survivors taking the game too seriously. Why? Because a lot of the times, killer's in the control power role. What does that mean? It means that killer, once they down you, they can camp the hook, and they can pretty much, you know, I mean, I guess it got that anti-camping feature, but I mean, people learn to play around that many times. So that doesn't really always help all that much. But a lot of the times, it's like they just act like it's just survivor that gets salty and get upset, when there's tons of killers that get upset, and they will literally, like, especially if they're streamers and they say all kinds of things and weird stuff and taking it past the game. I am a huge advocate for trash talking in a video game. There's nothing wrong with it. I think it's funny and hilarious. That's just how I am. I'm competitive. So a game like this is perfect for me, but it's also imperfect in the sense that nothing's perfect, right? I mean, everything's going to be, especially in a game that's asymmetrical, because there's nothing you really can do about it. Like, I didn't create the game. I can't outplay Bloodlust every single time, right? Give me like 1 sec. Give me like literally 2 seconds. I gotta plug this in because I'm pretty sure there's gonna be like a juicy type of podcast. Give me like 2 seconds. I don't have a commercial break or anything like that, but give me like 2 seconds. This computer is old as a mug, and I gotta charge it, you know. But yeah, like, I guess my whole thing of what I'm saying overall is that I think that it's a natural thing. Like, I've never played a game where like so many people in a game like Dead by Daylight especially with the guys and girls playing this game, where like so many people are so passionate about winning. I've played mostly sports games, fighting games. This is the first game I ever played where there's a bunch of women that play this game as well, and even they can be very toxic themselves, whether they are killed. I see a lot of toxic survivors. I do follow a lot of survivor mains. I like to watch survivor play, solo escape streaks and stuff like that. But like the entitlement though, like here's the thing. I'm not gonna win every game. I'm not gonna escape every match. You're not gonna escape every match. I don't care if you're Eternal. I don't care if you're part of the Elysium crew or the X9, whatever new comp team level, whatever. I don't really care. You're not gonna escape individually as a team every single match. That's just not gonna happen, especially in solo queue. We know how solo queue is. We know it's like the worst thing ever existed in life, right? Because ironically, this game is meant for solo queue. It's meant to be that way. Ironically, it started off where you play solo, you don't have communication on any level. Then they started to actually add, the team lobbies. We can Swift. Well, those who don't know what that is, that's surviving with friends. That's what it called, Swifts. And yeah, you just have a bunch of people playing together now, and people get so entitled and be like, man, I can't play solo queue. I got to play with my friends. But then it's like, well, it was really truly meant to just play alone. But the killer is such a commanding role. They can always be in such even if a killer doesn't even know what they're doing, they are always in a commanding role. Because even if a killer catches one survivor and instantly downs them, or if it takes them to the end of the game, they can just camp that survivor. And you have a lot of survivors that will throw the game. You see, me, I enjoy playing this game, but I enjoy playing chases, especially if it's like a good chase. I got a good setup, a good map, a good build. But if I have teammates that will... I would have a teammate that would literally throw the game at the very end. Like, there were just things that they would do. Like, if the killer is camping with, I don't know, let's say a pyramid here, where the killer can first off, he is one of the worst tunnelers you can ever play against. If you step inside his goo or wherever that's supposed to be, and he puts you in that cage, that does not protect you with the base kit BT, because it's technically not on the hook. So if he... teleports you wherever he wants on around the map, and someone unhooks you or gets you out of the cage, he can literally go right there and just instantly down you because you're not protected with BT. You're not. So when I see survivors literally trying to like stand and try to like save that survivor, maybe that's their friend, or maybe they just want to be super altruistic. I done seen games literally turn from a 4-man out to literally at least a 2K or more. And you got to remember, 2K is the average for most killers. Even before, and I want people to understand this. Like, this is why I think it's hilarious and people keep talking about like, oh, the win race doesn't matter, and they think Pig is the strongest killer. I want you to understand this. Before they implemented 6.1.0 patch, the infamous patch that really changed DBD, the average kill rate was at least a 2K or more. At least. I'm talking about average means like on the average game, killers killing at least 2 people. Whether it's in the beginning of the game, whether it's in the middle of the game where everybody's slugged at 4 gens or 5, or just at the end with no ed, killers on average gets that. Explain to me logically that if they would buff killer, why would the win rates be lower? Like, if they making boring killers, they're making the killers where it's really hard to try to just hold forward or W for your own mouse and keyboard, where you are running away from killers. Because people who are smart and chasing, they have hours that they know how to mind game. Like, there's times I'm trying to mind game a killer and I would pretend I'm gonna play a tile and then I would just like run away. A lot of the time the killer is, you got to think like this. Killer is mostly blind, right? They're blind in death. So a lot of the time they go off of sound, which is, if you vaulting or you mess up on a generator, or you jumping in or out of a locker, you making sounds. So they go off sound and they go off the visuals with the scratch marks. So you have to understand, like, it's why people can, in their field of view, FOV, it's why it's called a FOV tech. Like, we can do like an FOV tech where you're exploiting the killer's field of view because it's so close in that unless they have BAM or whatever, you can pretty much like vault back into them into a window or something like that. But you can pretty much do that So when you're looping around the rock and, the killer's thinking most survivors are going to try to pre-drop a pallet, maybe out of fear, you got to think a lot of survivors are not playing at the highest of MMR, right? They ain't got like 12K hours into this game. So not a lot of survivors, believe it or not, Windows or not, they're not going to just, I'm just going to do the obvious, I'm just going to run away from no, they're just going to try to play that tile. And a lot of times I try to just leave it, because a lot of times the killer will swing and I've already left that tile, right? And what I'm saying is that doing stuff like that, it makes it fun for me because I just love outplaying someone. And then it's like I get that respect from the killer, where whether they like me or not, whether they're going to be on me or not, or try to hunt me on the ground or not, they respect the fact that I ain't making an obvious play. Like, I would rather just go, I would rather die. Not trying. I don't want to say be greedy. A lot of people say you got to be greedy, and I don't think they understand, like, being greedy is never good in any context. I can't think of any content, not even the EBD, of being greedy is good. You should be patient in your chases. But there's times where I've done that, and I've tried to get to a tile because I try to, fake like I'm going to go left, but then I go right. Or let's say I act like I'm about to go inside shack, and then I, fake like I'm about to go inside and commit. I will watch the killer, go on the other side, and they assume I'm going to play shack, and then I'll just like leave and go somewhere else. Right? Like, I enjoy doing stuff like that, especially when I fake them out, especially with lightweight. Oh my God. Remember when I talk about when I say like killers are like blind unless they have like aura reading builds, right? Where they can see you, barbecue, lethal pursuit, meta perks. But lightweight, all of these things help killers track where you are, right? I mean, but if you have lightweight, on the third tier, by the way, you lose, it shows the scratch marks less visible, 5 seconds less, sporadic, etc. So that's why I enjoy just trying different builds and stuff like that. It's like I enjoy doing stuff like that. And then like when I just go against a boring killer where I just die, or it's just like, oh, it's boring, or okay, I'm going against a Demogorgon, I'm by the window, and it's like, only a bad demo or a newer demo is gonna miss so many shreds. Like it's like some players are just too obvious. Like if you're going inside shack, they've always put that generator right inside shack, and it's like there's times most of the time I hate when they do that because I'm trying to like really hug my loops tightly and I'm trying to make it towards that window. But then there's times you might end up jumping to a locker because you're too close to the locker, because they somehow have to put windows and lockers together and stuff like that, or they might make you touch a gen and then you just get hit on the other side. But it is good if you're going against the demos, you're going against Huntress or a Nemesis, where you can fake like you're about to go to the window and you can hide behind that generator, and then try to book it over to the shack door. So where there's a pallet, you can try to like mind game it or pre-drop. So I just like when there's killers like that, it's just like it makes the game, like, especially when they make it Huntress now where she has 7 hatchets, she runs faster. They buffed twins. They made it where now he can, I think that, and I've played against them before, like Victor, they can just hit you twice, and I think they can, I don't know if they can still hold you on the ground, or that was part of the PTB. I didn't go against mini twins, but I do know that they can hit you, and I think Charlotte can move faster now, etc. So, but my point is that like they're doing all of these things. They did give us DS. Back when it comes to the 5-second stun. But now I just know that, or feel like a lot of killers don't even want to instantly pick you up because they think that you might have it after the hook. Which I think, like my guy Klee, shout out to Klee for, rocking with this channel. He runs a build with Unbreakable just in case. So that way you damn if you leave me on the ground, or you damn if you don't. If you pick me up, I might hit you with that DS. That's only if after the hook, which honestly I think off the record is still better. I mean, 80 seconds without 100% grunts and pains being, muted, having your aura not read by the killer, and you get that protection hit for 80 seconds unless you do like conspicuous actions, which is like healing someone, etc. So I think stuff like that is really good. But I noticed something with behavior, and they have weird behavior, and I'm gonna tell you why. They will literally buff killer and buff all these weak and bot killers mechanically, like Pig, Ghostface, all this stuff, Huntress, and it's like they would take away a lot from us, like nerf adrenaline, to where when you get off the hook, you're not freshly healed. I don't think it even procs after you off the hook, after the gens pop and stuff like that. They would take away all of these things, and then little by little, they would either revert something like Diaz being 5-second stun, which DS is still not the same, because I think back in the day you used to be able to like work on gens and, you know, heal and do anything. So technically, if you are able to do that, you must not be entunneled, which I can understand. However, I just think it's weird and odd that we also like have it not procced during the end game, you know, because then it's like, well, part of the biggest and one of the biggest benefits of that was being able to escape or at least bank on that. And even then, that was still like RNG. I mean, having adrenaline work in game, having off the record work in game, having DS working game, it wasn't still. I mean, again, the killers still averaged at least a 2K, and that's if they didn't even know what they were doing, and that was back then. I don't think there was ever a time where the majority of survivors were just beating killer. And I hear killers all the time say stuff like, "Oh, well, just because we win the game doesn't mean that it's justified that they should have these things." But it's just like, I want y'all to understand the average kill rate. It's not like you weren't getting any kills, and if it wasn't. Like, if it wasn't, it's crazy to me because there are good killer mans who average at least a 3K or more in pub matches to where they're not losing the game. So, I know that goes off experience. That goes off, hey, you're not going to win. You're not going to completely stump all 4 survivors. Maybe the 4th survivor got hatched. Maybe you didn't want to just bleed them out. Maybe you didn't want to just leave them and slug them for the 4K, because you know a lot of killers have to do that. But it goes something to say that, okay, if you are at least averaging a 2K, and there's like a few percentage of players that's like that plays killer that are probably new that's averaging a 1K or a little bit of a 2K, that it must mean that you need to just get better. That's what it means. You know? I don't know why killers do this. And it's like I'm having conversations with people, and I realize a lot of people don't seem to understand the difference between probabilities and possibilities. And I definitely know for a fact people don't understand the difference like in this community. And I've said this a lot on this channel, and I'm just going to completely just give an example of possibilities and probabilities, exceptions and general rules. In society, in the world in general, in most cases, notice I said most, not all. People always bring up the anecdotal experiences, these exceptional rules. In most cases, we go off the generalities. We go off what is common and not is what's the exception or uncommon. So in most cases, most killers are averaging at least a 2K or better. That is not saying that because you who just got the game while I'm talking right now losing as Ghostface, that just because you lost the game does not mean that the game is survivor sided. I'm looking and trying to figure out what are the things that is pointing to survivors beating killer. They nerfed so many skill expressions in this game to where they took away the burning from wraith, burning from nurse, the things that you probably didn't even think you could do. That was just random stuff. Like I think one day they're gonna take away where you can just jump into the locker and the crows won't go away. Like, you know how when the crows hit you and you're going against the artist and like you're trying to shoo it away, and she might have like an add-on, and well, oh sorry, what bad, yeah. It's like if you jump into a locker, you can just get rid of the crow, but even then that's RNG, because if she's chasing you, depending on where she's at and stuff like that, or sometimes you don't even hear the crow, you can just hear her just like the crow just hit you. She can have lethal pursuer, she can have plaything, whatever. You can jump into a locker and get the birds off you immediately. There's no way for you to shoo them off. You can just jump into the locker, but you're not always around a locker, right? Like this game is heavily RNG than what people like to admit, than what killers like to admit. Like, I mean, it's heavily RNG, you know, and the way they rework these maps. I seen the new Haddonfield. I seen like the way they do these things, bro, is so weird, because it's like, okay, they made less houses there. They made it where, okay, the main building, they got that. It looks smooth. Like they got like a little hole in like the bottom, like on the first floor. Like, so there's a window vault, and then there's like a broken open wall that you can run out of and stuff like this. So you can mind game that a bit, if you will. But it's like the devs knows what they're doing, and they want to make sure that killers are performing. I'm trying to figure out, like, why do people look at the small percentage of the community or players who play at a higher level, or they with so many rules and weird exceptions and weird arbitrary rules and restrictions, that y'all would say that this game is meant for survivors to beat killer when everything is pointing the opposite way. I mean, there are literally we working things so that it's literally easier for killer. I don't understand that. And y'all keep bringing up these windows. Oh, the people got windows. You keep bringing that up. There's so many survivors I see run windows and still can't run the killer for the 10 seconds. All window does, it just shows you where things are. That's it. You still, if you still don't understand what's a safe pallet to drop, what's not, a god pallet, what you don't have to worry about the killer breaking thing. Like, if you still don't understand that, and it's more than just looping. Like, the overall game really is more than just looping. It's about, if you're trying to be a great survivor, you have to have the IQ to understand everything. You have to understand when is a good time to be altruistic, when is it a good time to be on gens. We got so many things now that work in our favor. A little bit in solo queue, like having the icons, being able to see what survivors are doing, and y'all know that don't really work, bro, because you still got survivors. You can have Kindred. One of the most frustrating things you can see in this game, you can have Kindred literally see what it's like. If I'm on hook, or a survivor's on the hook, and I'm doing something, and you wonder what that Michaela, what that Meg, or whatever is doing, you literally will see them just crouching, and it's like all is revealed. We can see that you're not doing anything. We can see that you're not being productive. Right? Like, we literally can see it. But, like, for some reason, we just have this mentality where we just keep bringing up stuff that we see, or, like, we just deride a famous Twitch or YouTuber content creator within the community. Like, so, like, basically, whatever they say goes. And that doesn't make sense to me. Because I don't care who you are, how many numbers you have in that discussion. Like, I would love to have, like, live debates. I just don't know how I will set it up, you know, Discord, or how I can do it live or whatever. Apologize for. Okay, thank God. I don't know how much it. I sure hope to God. I gotta play this back, and I sure hope to God it caught everything I said. Cause, like, I don't know why my computer is buffering when I'm not doing anything literally at all. But, like, I hope it caught everything that I was saying. But yeah, and you know, that they give us these things, and I just think that people want to be like, listen, I'm gonna say this: people want to be so good at this game that they will make comp things, and they will make like arbitrary, like they will make this. They trying to make this game competitive, and I'm not talking about the dead. I'm talking about the people within the community. They're trying to make this game competitive, and it's just not. It will never be on that level. It will never be on that level. I take pride in being good in chase. I take pride in mind games. But, bro, this game is asymmetrical. There's no way you can do that. I don't care who you are, what team you play on, how many tourneys you won. You're never going to convince me that this game is really like that. It's not. And the reason I can safely say is because it just doesn't make sense. Not the way they design this game. Not the way so I can beat you in chase as Survivor because I'm out playing you, but then you get a bloodlust. And I love how people just say, oh, well, all you have to do is just stun the killer. Yeah, because pallets are just infinite now. Like, people are like, I don't have pallets around me all the time. Correct? Or when people just be like, oh, well, you know, all you gotta do is just get better. All you gotta do is just, it's like window vaults block. Look, if I was playing a competitive, like Mortal Kombat's a competitive game, right? Like, there are people who have leagues, and you can, you know, sure, there's pings, there's all those things, right? But that's a competitive game. There's actually people who have a lot of hours who's really good with Scorpion or Liu Kang or whatever. You can play Madden, and that can be a competitive game. You can play NBA 2K, right? Like, you see what I'm saying? You can play those games. You can play those games. I'm not knocking people. Listen, I take so much pride in flexing my hours a little bit, my grind to my Prestige 100. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this now. That was the hardest grinds I've ever done in a video game. And I used to grind 2K a lot. Trust me when I tell you that's one of the hardest grinds I've ever done. And I'm going to tell you right now, ain't nothing will ever be like, nothing will ever be as legendary as that. Outside of also me grinding to get almost all my survivors to P3 before they did the change. And now everybody's P9 and stuff. And I even got Bubba at the time. He was my favorite killer to P3. But this game will never be that. It will never be it will never be looked at as that. It will never be recognized as that. It's too orange. It just doesn't. And people always bring up, well, guess what? Well, I was talking to this guy on Twitter, man. He was just like, or X, whatever. Like, he was, oh, well, you know, against certain survivors at a certain level. It keeps, like, literally, like, dead ass. Like, it keeps, like, I'm not trying to, like ignore what I'm doing, but, like, I hope it's not cutting out anything, bro. Like, this probably not about to be, like, a long episode anyway, because it's just, like, I don't want to do all of this, and then I'm, like, Like, I don't know. I know I've been slacking on like my uploads, but sometimes I just feel like in DBD, think like the game just get boring. Not boring in the sense of playing it, but it gets like, I don't know, like it gets like stale and stagnant talking about certain things. Like I mean, I'm not one of them people that's gonna like try to mention people's names and stuff. I mean, sometimes I will though. I mean, if people have streamed and other people can see it, I don't see the issue with. I'm not trying to like talk badly, like it's personal. It's just preferences and stuff like that. Like I don't watch every streamer. I don't. Some streamers even unfollowed. It is what it is. Like I don't really care. So it's like sometimes it's like that. But yeah, it's like some people like get very upset when they try to do like these win streaks as Survivor, or like solo queue streaks, and it just doesn't work. You know, some streamers that you guys probably might know and stuff like that will get mad and start banning people in their chat because they have a different opinion. I'm all for people having like, you know, I'm all for like respect. Like just be respectful. You're gonna come to my chat. You don't have to be here. I appreciate people who stop by, but you don't have to be here. But some people get mad because like you just can't have a different opinion, and that's how some of them get upset. Some of them get very upset. They get mad that you have like a different opinion than theirs. And that's the problem that I have overall, is that like I should be able to voice my opinion, but I don't like to even argue with streamers or people on their streaming platform because you're never gonna win. I don't know. But that's just my thoughts, man. That's just literally my thoughts. I might just run it for like 30 minutes, bro, because I don't want to lose anything, and I'm really tired, and I do apologize for how this is going. I've had this computer for almost as long as I had my channel, for like basically 6 years. It would be in December. It would be 6 years I had my channel. Also, too, I was thinking about merch ideas. I was thinking about like, you know, what I want to say. I'm glad I got the sub badges. I'm glad I got the emojis. But I got to get more subs. I got to get more things. I'm trying to do like giveaways. Like, well, man, but I mean by giveaways, I mean like stuff like, hey, like this video, get this to many likes, and you can get like, I don't know, a DLC, or you can get like $10 Cash App to like your favorite mobile. I don't know, like the prices. And by the way, like mobile just have so many good things, bro. It's so weird. It has so many good things. I don't know why. Like I think they even got their features. Because when I played mobile, DBD mobile, you actually can write on the screen, come here, and killers that way. Like, they just have it better, and for some reason, like the main game, the main platform just doesn't seem to have that. I know it's like different teams, or I don't know, but it's just really weird. But to close things out, I just want to say this: I just think this game is just going to be what it is. It is meant for killer to be Isco Daylight. Simply that. I don't care that if you going against people at the smallest percentages of players in the community that have thousands upon thousands. You gotta understand that most people aren't on that level. I'm not saying they can never get to that level, but most people won't get to that level. That's that probability. Probabilities are things that are likely to happen. Possibilities are things that could happen. Now, do we live in a could world or should world, or what is? That's what people have to ask themselves. Right? Is it possible that I can leave my job tomorrow and buy a bunch of lottery tickets tonight and win $1 million or whatever in jackpot? Yeah, it's possible. Is it probable? Likely not. Right? Same thing with DBD. I mean, can the casual player rise to the ranks of being really good and stuff? Is that possible? Sure. But do most people? You gotta think, like, there are people who are grown-ups who play this game who have kids, bro. They don't have time to there are casual players, there are streamers, they're trying to have fun, they're trying to, a lot of people will love to do this full time. They would love to be able to have a channel. Like, I don't do this full time, I can't. I mean, I would just receive my first paycheck, I want to say 6 days ago, almost a week. And that was like, what, $115? And shout out to the supporters, Katana and Nell Bob. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. Shout out to you guys as well too for being personal members, subscribing for $5 a month. You get access to the emojis, like you can't guard me and talk, all that stuff, the cat stuff, and the cozy cat, and then you also get first dibs on like these episodes here, and sometimes there are like personal posts that's just for members. Only 2 people, but I gotta show love that way. And I do got a past video that I just did about my compilation, because sometimes I just don't know what to post. I mean, I've always, if my videos did well when it comes to like the looping and stuff like that, I will always just post those. Like I will always just literally just post nothing but like looping clips, and it was very informational too. I even had some clips where I was like looping. But yeah, a lot of people would love to do this full time. I don't even do it full time, but it at least pays me to a degree. It's just that most people probably aren't trying to do it full time. Most people probably just want to play the game and just have fun. I think it would be a cool job. A lot of people who are on Twitch, it's not like they're in the 1% category where people are making millions of dollars and stuff like that. If it's even 1%, like it might be even less than that. But most people are just probably just playing the game, memeing out, having fun, drunk by daylight. That's why this game is a party, casual like game. But it's still a game. And that's why when we see a newer survivor that's hiding, we get upset. But I mean, how can you really hide when there's Lethal Pursuer? You know, how can you really hide when there's Barbie? How can you really hide now, right? You know, so it's just really, it's really hard. But I just think that a lot of people just naturally want to compete, you know, and people want this game to be that way. But I don't think that you're gonna really get that here. It's really tough. It's not impossible to, you know, find people that want to play and compete in solo queue, but you're not gonna really find a lot of people like that. And I just think as killer, I'm still just trying to see like stronger evidence and arguments of why this game is meant for the survivors to be killer, because of the anecdotal experiences you have. I'm trying to understand that. Like it's called Dead by Daylight. You know, killers have bloodlust, killers have windows blocking, killers have gotten many different things. And what killers would like to say too, before I close, I just want to make this point, is that, oh, well, you guys get this, you guys get that. Like, bro, we rarely get things. They will heavily nerf things that we were having fun with, the skill expression, all the stuff that, you know, made it where I can see why someone would take pride in, because looping is definitely something that is not an easy thing. I had a girl who was at my job saying, if you can't run around, like, she don't even play DBD for real, like, at all. Like, literally. Like, even the trashiest killers in the game or the most casual killers in the game can catch most survivors, because most survivors don't know what they're doing. People just pay attention to survivors that they watch, like the Aaron, the JRMs, the, you know, some competitive players, and, you know, they watch them and then they try to do what they are doing, and then they just think that, oh, well, it's just like, no. Or people watch me and just think like, oh, well, he's just like, bro, like, but you're sort of disrespecting a bit of the hours I've had into this game. Because I remember like almost giving up, like, man, I cannot run from this killer. What am I doing? Why is the killer faster than me? Why is the killer catching me? I remember just getting cooked by Wraith. Like food type shit. Like I remember like just getting cooked. You know what I mean? Now it's just like, I mean, you know, I'm not saying there aren't good Wraiths out there, but just saying like, it's like people keep trying to like at the highest level, y'all only pay attention to those type of players, or it's like most players aren't like that. So in my opinion, I just don't think that you should nerf a lot of gamers and, you know, killers and stuff like that, or buff, just because there's people what could happen. Because even if that is the case, most, like, it's just like the skill expression wasn't investing in their time. And then guess what, when you were learning those things, I don't care who you are, I flashlight a huntress within in a Cold Winds farm. I flashlight a huntress, and I couldn't even see her. I'm talking about like, this was before they made flashlights easy to do. I couldn't even see where she was at. I just literally did it and it just caught her. Like, but it took me forever to learn. I remember learning back in the day how to try to do that, like how to try to get good at it. I remember those times. It was a struggle. And then I was playing with people, and see, the thing about this community is so effing toxic that you can't even like, you can't even be bad at the, like, yo, you can't even just be new. Let's not even say bad. You can't even just be new to the game without it being a problem. People, like, I remember this one bozo I played with. Bro, he used to just always just like, he been playing for a long time, and just always just like, man, like literally, and or dodge the lobby when I joined. Like, I don't do that no more. Like, I don't. Like I said, I roll solo in real life, and it's why I'm in solo queue, because it's like, that's just how I am. It's why I identify with Nia the most. We're solos. Like, you can't just be like a casual player, and on killer too. Like, if you're new and you're camping it, or you're gonna use know it, the stuff that people say, and you got the nerve to be streamers. See, here's the thing. I talk my ish, but I don't take it. One thing you won't say is I take it personally. Me calling you this, me calling me, I'll call you a bot, sure, but understand everything is related to the game. I'm not gonna talk about your sexual orientation or assume it. I'm not gonna talk about your appearance. I'm not gonna talk about your family. I'm not gonna talk about you personally. I'm just talking about the game, because it is just a game. So I appreciate you guys listening. I hope that this, isn't. I might have to listen to it again. I might have a long day and trying to edit a thumbnail or just put it up. But I enjoy doing these. I hope that more people listen to these, because it's not that I'm trying to downplay my editing. It's just that I enjoy just talking. Hey, this is Libra, guys. I appreciate you guys listening. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment your thoughts below. Do you care about winning? Do you care about killer and stuff? I know a lot of y'all gonna say I don't care, or y'all just want to have fun. But do you take pride in the hours you have in this game? How many hours do you have into this game? Please put it down below. You guys are welcome to check out the membership. Again, obviously, I'm never gonna pressure anybody to join a membership, but by my own arbitrary law and rule book, I have to promote that. That helps me make some extra cash to keep this going. Also follow me on X. And I'm still trying to think about ideas. I'm gonna do a poll of what I should try to offer, or what deals I should try to do and stuff like that. Try to because I still want to offer like that $10, $11. A lot of cosmetics they come out with is like $11. Sometimes it'd be $14. Like they be tripping. They do that as well too. So, and let me know down below what you guys would like for me to talk about as well on these podcasts. Give me some ideas, and we'll definitely just get right to it. All right, man. Talk to you guys soon. Love you guys. Have a blessed day, and peace.